Hey everybody, Joe Finley here. And before we get started, just want to thank everybody who took place in our Starship Troopers poll. Just wanted to give you the quick results to that before we got started. With a narrow 54%, Neil Patrick Harris is the one that you chose to get with over Casper Van Dien. Now, that's nothing to sneeze at because, NPH is an entity. He's not just a man, he is a I wanted to say a brand, but that's not even right. But you get it. Casper, no shame in coming second. It was a very close second, as it was. Had some very solid arguments in your favor, but the problem is with a poll, it's popular vote. There are ways that you can win the popular vote and then still not be the winner. So, you can hang on to that if, you want to. I wouldn't. But anyways, congratulations, guys. Let's get on with the show.
This episode brought to you by Vern. He's been putting up with Ernest's shit for way too long. Do you know what I mean, Vern?
Hey everybody, we are watching Ernest Goes to Jail, and you are listening to Miscast Commentary.
Oh, yeah.
You're listening to Miscast Commentary, where two guys have seen way too many movies and have way too much time on their hands.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
Now here's your hosts, Joe Finley and Todd Murray.
Hey everybody, welcome to Miscast Commentary. I am Joe Findley.
Todd Tebow the Sailor Murray.
And my voice was awful cracky there, and puberty, it's about to happen.
A real bitch.
Hair is growing where there was no hair before, and
heat.
with me, there's hair everywhere.
There is hair on hair.
There's now hair growing on my heart.
Oh, yeah.
That's where there was no hair before. Finally.
They call it werewolf heart.
Yeah.
Only 4 people are inflicted with it annually.
Yeah, and they all die.
Except for you.
So this is my last
he
episode.
actually had their heart hair transferred onto his own heart.
Yeah, from my butt.
Yep.
What?
Butt heart.
Yes.
It's kind of like Braveheart only.
Well, I
With
take it
more
from their heart.
asses.
I take it from their heart and put it on my ass to see if my body
To
will accept
cultivate
it.
it, to grow it.
Yeah, and then we quaff it the way we want to. We do
Yeah.
it all in wig form. We
Yes.
don't plant.
No.
Yeah.
No.
So, there's no transplant happening
no.
then, but it's all just a series of wigs. I have the Elvis. I have the Conan O'Brien.
I was going to say Conan O'Brien, yeah.
And then I have
The Bruce Campbell.
the Bruce Campbell, and then the John Travolta in Get Shorty, where it's all slicked back.
And the girl with the dragon tattoo.
Yes.
That's my favorite look.
My heart has a dragon tattoo on it. It was a run-in with the Yakuza that I can't unhave.
My dragon tattoo has a heart on it.
There's a heart on?
Yeah.
Ew.
Yeah, that's right.
It's just a big
old-
dragon
it's a
tattoo.
dragon
It's just got a
boner.
big boner.
Yeah.
I want to just ruin all tattoos. Just have some guy who's got get like the best tattoo artist to draw something like just spectacular on me, and then get the worst guy to just draw a mustache and a dick on
And a
it.
dick. And he fucks it up so the dick is the mustache and the mustache is the dick. You're like, what the fuck, dude? Like, you can't even fuck a tattoo up properly. Like, holy fuck.
Screw you, Dan. His name's probably Dan.
mustache penis. Oh.
Somewhere out there, there's a tattoo artist named Dan listening who's changing his life
He's
because
like-
of us.
And he's probably tattooing a mustache onto a penis right now, too. He's like,
man.
holy fuck.
I'll show you.
He's like, a little on the nose, boys.
You can't get revenge on me. Tattoo free, baby.
Yeah, me too.
Me too. I agreed to do one with Carrie on our anniversary,
You
but then
bitched
the tattoo artist talked us out of it.
What the fuck? Were you guys drunk? You weren't.
No, I wasn't. No, neither of us were
Nothing
drunk.
like talking to a sober person on
we,
getting a tattoo.
We'd agreed it was on our 10th anniversary, and we were gonna get on our other ring finger. You're gonna fucking punch me in the face when I say this, but
Wait, let me get my punching fingers ready.
okay. Oh, kissing the girls. It was going to be the Rebel Alliance symbol, and she was gonna have "I love you," and I was gonna have "I know."
Good idea. I'm glad that guy talked you out of that. No, that sounds cool, actually.
It actually, I liked it a lot.
I think it sounds like a good idea, but then whenever you get the finger tattoo, like, it's over.
Well, and that's what he said. And he
It's
said,
over.
Yeah, exactly. No, but he said that the finger tattoos, they don't keep very well. He's
Yeah,
like,
no,
they fade,
you
and you end up having to redo
you
it.
have to redo them all the time. They always
So-
say don't do your hands, don't do
Yeah.
your feet.
So, and then she was like, well, where else do you want to do it? And I'm like, nowhere,
Nipple.
really.
Around the nipple.
Oh
right
my
around the
God.
areole.
Oh my God. I couldn't even imagine.
Yep.
Couldn't even.
Right around the
That's legitimately making me panic right now. I'm not. All right, let's go to
He's got the titty sweats.
I need to take my place for somewhere where we're not going to even be able to think about tattoos. Let's go to prison.
Yeah. Good idea.
All right. Ernest goes to jail. We're going to do this.
Play
now. Touchstone Pictures, baby.
Oh, yeah. Nobody's touched my stone in a long time.
What? I'll get you covered when this is all said and
Silver
done.
screen partners to
So-
the fore.
We'll start right off with anybody who doesn't know about Ernest. He was actually an invention of an ad executive.
That's right.
And he did a bunch of local commercials
Yep,
back in the
a
day
shit
that were
ton.
really popular. I don't even know how they made their way to us, really.
I don't know. Somebody saw the man and was
yeah.
like, this guy this is it.
But it was out of Nashville, I think it was. And anyways, the guy's name was John Cherry, and he's directed every Ernest movie that has
he
ever
has?
been. Yep.
I don't know why the sound on this one's really good in my ears.
Yeah, this is probably the loudest one I've gotten. But he directed all the Ernest movies, but not like virtually nothing else. The only other thing that he has in his like directing resume is a Laurel and Hardy, not even a remake. They're like, Laurel and Hardy are back, but it wasn't Laurel and Hardy. It was the fat dude from this movie and Bronson Pinchot.
Oh my God. I think I slightly remember this.
So anyways, so they did that, and I watched the trailer for it. It's the worst thing. They're like, Laurel and Hardy are back in their greatest adventure ever, and I'm like, I disagree. I was like, I don't even need to see any of the other shit to know about that.
Was it like a show, or was it some made for TV movie?
It was a straight to video movie.
Straight to video.
Oh man, which is most of Ernest's movies. I think Camp, Jail, Scared Stupid, and
It's Christmas.
and Christmas, the ones we mentioned last week, are the only ones that made it to theaters. Other
Ernest
movies,
Rides Again was like weak.
yeah.
There was
Ernest Rides Again. There was Ernest Goes to Africa. There was Ernest in the Army.
Oh yeah, they were terrible.
Yeah. They made one that didn't get released. It was Ernest the Pirate, but he died just before it came out. Or just before they finished filming it. So
Ernest
they just
the
didn't
Pirate.
So they just didn't release it. So they didn't do the Crow thing. I felt like they could have just slammed somebody in.
And it should have been the scenes from The Crow. All of a sudden you're like, what? Like,
What's Fun Boy doing here?
yeah, like what the shit?
But yeah, so I mean, Jim Varney, he died in 2000 of lung cancer. He was apparently a chronic smoker.
Really?
And when he was diagnosed with lung cancer, he quit cold turkey, but like too little too late, pal.
Too little, too
And
late. Too bad, Ernest.
I know, and he did, again, mostly known for these. He had like Shakespearean training and stuff like that, though.
He was Slinky Dog?
Yeah, he was Slinky Dog in the Toy Story movies. He was in Three Ninjas, High Noon at Mega Mountain.
Oh, yeah.
He wasn't Slinky in the third Toy Story because he died before the third
That's
Toy
right.
Story. But his friend, Blake Clark, who you know from like the Adam Sandler movies, he's like the homeless guy, or
Right.
he's the coach, or whatever
Yeah.
those things. He's his buddy. Like they were close friends in real life, and he took over as Slinky Dog for the third movie. I don't know if that was like on purpose, like they were like, oh, like let a friend take over, or
He
if
probably
they
could
just
do the
went to
voice
him
too,
and, he's like,
right?
and happened to be a friend. And he did do a good job. These guys playing the cops, they're in all the other.
They're in all the Ernest movies.
It's basically the exact
the
same
good
cast.
ones.
Yeah.
I don't know if
basically
they're in Rides Again or those ones.
I think they are.
Are they? Okay.
Because I remember
don't
seeing
remember.
a lot of
I just
Ernest.
remember being like, oh, Ernest, what has happened here?
So this is Gaylord Sartain is the big guy here. He started out in Hee Haw, was his big beginning. He had an uncredited role in The Jerk. He's in The Outsiders. He's in All of Me, The Big Easy, Mississippi Burning, Fried Green Tomatoes.
To Murders.
To Murders. Yeah, that was the murder mystery version of Fried Green
Oh, my
Tomatoes.
God, yeah.
Spoiler alert, it was
To
Jessica
murder.
Tandy.
Damn
But,
it.
Sorry. And he's the voice of Big Daddy. And remember the Simpsons spin-off episode where it was all the different spin-offs? And the one was like, I can't remember. It was like Skinner becomes like a like a detective in like New Orleans or whatever it was. And
This is
then
a later one. I don't know if I remember that.
it wasn't that late, but yeah, it was basically the idea.
Oh, and he's like, Lord, I wish I wasn't so fat. That
Yeah,
guy's like
yeah,
running
yeah.
with that one.
Yeah.
When he's
So
running after
he-
the guy from New Orleans?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
That's
yeah,
the
yeah.
one.
Oh my God, Ernest is up to his hijinks already.
I know.
You're messing it with all this trivia.
Sorry, I'm sorry. With all this trivia.
Holy
This is
fuck.
probably the
I know you're
least
blowing, you're
trivia.
blowing your whole wad, like right
well,
here.
I'm saying it as I see them, right? So these movies, I do recommend that you watch these ones because there's not a whole lot going on in them that isn't completely visual. What is
It just
that
makes this like
sound that he
pig
makes?
noise.
Yeah, like I always think it's more of like a pterodactyl.
It's a pig dactyl.
This has some of the, like this has some of the most like. Now, I don't get me wrong. I'm gonna say a word that's derogatory about it, but I do get a kick out of it. But it's some of the most hack things ever,
my God,
like the
I
sped up
agree.
film and
I
the,
love
like
that shit. He's giving her.
to me, I feel like these movies could be made in like 4 minutes. It's like an hour and 20-minute movie could be made in 4 minutes. Oh, you could see like the track that it's on.
Come on, movie maker guy.
Yeah. Come on.
I didn't even notice until you just ruined the whole vibe here.
Well, why? Very weird controls on there. Those are light switches to turn this
There's
thing
one
on.
switch that sticks it to the wall. There's the anti-gravity switch. Yeah. You know, this is his technique. You saturate from above. It helps all the dirt.
Yeah.
It gets the dust, brings it down to floor level. Oh,
He's
fuck.
getting electrocuted.
Look at that sound.
My big concern, though, is why is he always getting fired from his previous jobs?
Sweating hard, eh? As he's
Yeah.
dancing.
Because he worked at a camp, and now like what happened at the camp?
What do you mean? What happened to the? Look at what's happening, Ernest. He's a train wreck.
I know, but like I want to
He
know.
means well.
No, but I want the like make mini webisodes or something that tell like get me from camp to here.
Well, like
you know?
what happened in between? That's
Yeah.
maybe we could write this. Maybe we could do the new Ernest.
He's dead though.
There could be a new Ernest. Come on, we'll get Jamie Kennedy.
Oh God! I watched on another podcast and they were talking about who would make a good. Or I listened to another podcast. What would
You
make,
what?
I was listening to another podcast. This was
Oh
before we
my-
even started
You don't
doing
just
this.
you don't just listen to ours over and over again.
What? Oh yeah. Well, I do, but that's because I have to edit the shit out of it because we're monsters. But not these ones. These are one take, which is why they're so professional. But But yeah, they were talking about who would make, like, if they remade Ernest, who would make a good Ernest. Actually, they had one really good suggestion, would be Harlan Williams.
That's a very good,
I
actually.
think he would be the perfect Ernest. They did name somebody else who was also another good one. Who was kind of country, and I don't remember.
What's his name? Javier Bardem.
There you go. I'm actually kind of surprised that Larry the Cable Guy didn't somehow fill this void. Not playing Ernest specifically,
But like the same niche, like character or something, right? Yeah.
because I mean, he sort of did with like Tooth, but he just did it by like ripping off other people's things, like Tooth Fairy 2 and
he was the sequel guy.
yeah, he was
When you can't get The Rock, you automatically go to Larry the Cable Guy.
yeah.
I was in one of those fucking Hicktown stores, and he's got his own brand of potato chips.
That's not a show.
Larry the Cable Guy with chips. I was like, whoa.
The one thing I respect about him, because I mean, I don't think any comedian should be aiming to be the like sell out the arena guys, because they always burn out so fast.
Yeah.
Like your Andrew Dice Clays and like those kind of guys, right?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I'm selling out arenas. Look at me, and then it just all goes away, and then you look like such a nobody when you play a club.
Well,
like,
yeah,
down the
because
road.
you got to be able to, right? That's because it's like all spectacle rather than...
Yeah, exactly.
Which
And-
I don't mean in the sense of like there's explosions happening, but you know what I'm saying. It's
yeah.
all big, like...
Although sometimes they do that too. Like Kevin Hart's kind of doing that right now too. And I'm like, it just causes you to burn out. But the good news about it, you can make your money doing that. And then just be cool. Like
I love it if Kevin Hart just burned himself out and I never fucking saw him again.
I know.
I can't stand Kevin Hart.
He's doing snackable TV now.
Oh my God. Jesus Christ. Well, that makes sense because he's like a snackable size.
That's
so.
exactly it. But
He never got in any trouble. He was fucking around with his wife. She stuck with him though.
Yeah.
She was like, okay, you got all the money in the world. He's like, oh, I'll hang around.
that's the thing. It's like Kobe. Kobe had the
That's
same
how
deal
you
going
drink.
on. That is pretty much how I drink, and I'm still thirsty, and I just want to grab another
Right.
one. But it's not happening now.
There's Molly. You know Molly Ringwald's coming to town?
Oh, is she doing her
She's
jazz
doing-
stuff?
I don't know what it is.
She
but
plays jazz.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
I'm going to go. It's right at the First Ontario Center.
Oh, really? Nice.
Look at her. She looks
They
like,
do a
oh
lot of
my
stuff.
God, there he is.
Actually, you know who was just there? Roseanne.
Bar?
Yeah,
Do what?
comedy.
Really?
Yeah, she was like very recently.
Oh, no shit.
Louis Anderson, I think, is going to be
He
there
is.
soon.
I
don't
saw
think
his
it's
name
happening
on the
yet.
thing. Yep.
Yeah, we've been getting a lot of our area's
We're
been getting a lot of
picking it
stuff.
up.
When we got the new entertainment complexes and stuff like that, right after that, Jerry
yeah.
Seinfeld came and performed.
We got
and-
the piano, not the piano man,
Elton
the
John.
Elton John. We've got fentanyl now. We're catching up to the real world out there.
we're adjacent to some sex trafficking.
Yes, we are.
Like, the future is
homeless
now.
man?
Yeah.
That's weird. I don't know if you guys, like when you live in that town where like, we're not the big city, but we're a half decent sized town, I guess.
We're just shy of 200,000.
right. So like when you go downtown and all of a sudden there's the one homeless guy who asks you for money and you're like, oh, like my brain, I'm like, what?
Jeff, get out of here.
I'm like, who the fuck? Like, yeah, like go back to the Tim Hortons, do your job, eh?
yeah. Hey,
Go back to the hockey stick factory, eh?
I've got to get Scarborough suitcase, eh?
I'm gonna get an Ernest P. World tattoo on my ass,
Oh my God.
and on the other cheek, it'll say "No to Mean Vern."
Oh, I thought you were going to get like right on your ass, so then when he's shitting, he's going, eh.
I could redo my anus tattoo
Yeah.
that I already have there.
Ernest is
Oh, these badasses.
such a powerhouse of crazy faces. We were talking about it prior to this,
I think-
but he really was like what you said.
Yeah.
He was the
He
original,
was the original
Carrey.
Jim Carrey. Like he's amazing. They should have had the bow tie killer working out in the background. Dude, we should watch Problem Child.
All right, we'll watch some Problem
Dude.
Child. I love that movie. We got to do UHF too.
Oh my God, UHF.
We have so many times
Every
before
time-
Michael
every-
Richards
every
yelled the N-word.
time, every time that we're like, hey, what are we gonna do? I can think of nothing. It's always during when we watch
Yeah.
movies, then I think of them.
Well, that's why I write them
Oh
down
my
after
God,
the
he's got those
fact.
balls right over his balls.
Yeah, that doesn't seem like a
Who
good
works
idea.
out with those things? Like, what are those?
I don't know. It's just
Giant,
extra weights.
No, with these ball things at the bottom there. What the fuck? I've never
They're
seen
just,
that before.
I don't know. I think they're small wrecking balls that they were using just to get some more weight. We're looking at, you can see Randall Tex Cobb there.
There he is.
Do you know, I didn't know he was a kickboxer and a boxer in real life.
I knew that he was in something. I thought he was in football or something.
Well, I thought so, but he was in, anybody who knows him, he was in The Golden Child, Raising Arizona, Police Academy 4. I think the role I know him for best was Digstown, which is another movie we got to do.
I know. I think I know him the best from The Golden Child.
Yeah,
we were gonna do Digstown way long ago.
We'll still do it.
This girl's a hottie.
Naked Gun 33 and a third he was in. Tons of other stuff. We'll get back to him when he comes back. We have so little content as far as
Yeah, there was, like,
trivia
no trivia
is
apparently for this
concerned,
one,
so
eh?
we're gonna just dive all over the place. Jim Varney actually came up in stand up. I didn't know that.
Jim Varney did?
Yeah, he was a stand up comedian. He came up with Robin Williams and he was
no way.
he's like one of the original members of the Comedy Store with like Robin Williams and a few other people.
No shit.
Who like kind of came in.
I wonder if Robin Williams found him funny.
They were friends, so I imagine he did.
Yeah.
I get that's the thing about comedians. Comedians are not friends with people they don't think are funny.
Right.
They don't want to deal with it,
Right, yeah, you don't want to be friggin'. Yeah, I hear you.
I feel like
Ernest.
Ernest has had a lot of sex, but it's all been pity fucking. Because
So what?
No, like every movie is exactly like this. Ernest, you're a fucking moron. Then they leave and they're like, you can't let him treat you like that. and then Vern's watching and jerking off on the side.
Oh, yeah, Vern. Vern's the POV master.
Maybe that's how they spin off. They don't get another Vern, or they don't. I mean, they don't get another Ernest.
It's just somebody been bothering Vern.
It's the end of the last movie. He goes, "You know what I mean, Vern?" And then the camera turns around, and it's another guy who just looks kind of like him. He's like,
Right.
"I do know what you mean," and just continues on with
And then
the
it just moves.
adventures.
That's a nice seamless transition into new Ernest.
Yep. And then he keeps going, "Know what I mean, Ernest?"
No,
And
mean
then-
Ernest. Oh my
and
God,
then
because he's being followed by the ghost of Ernest.
Well, no, because Ernest isn't dead in this universe. You just never see him because he's behind.
Okay.
See, we had
it's like the Ernest extended universe.
Yeah, so we had this discussion in the last episode. I had always seen, and I'm pretty sure is the case, that when he goes, "You know what I mean, Vern," is because the point of view of the camera is Vern. and or at least it was back in the day when it was
the
all because it was always
commercials.
one shot.
Yeah.
right.
In the commercials, he was talking to Vern.
That's Vern's bubble bath. So he
It looks like turpentine.
it does. Look at the site. Well, that's not even a washing. Look at it's not even buttons.
I like how he
There's not even
talks
a
in
dial.
these like monologue things, right?
I know. Well, like he could have. I think that the original Castaway could have been Ernest.
Oh my God.
Could you just imagine? It's just him just doing this literally for an hour 45 while
think
it
that
goes
you're
to like
Harlan
shots
Williams.
of Helen Hunt.
You're kind of like that Shawshank Redemption ad we saw.
Yes.
Who was first, Pee Wee or Ernest? Because Ernest has kind of got, look at this thing. He's kind of got a little bit of a Pee Wee vibe.
I think
with
Pee Wee
all
was.
the-
I think Pee Wee was first by a little bit,
right.
but like it was. Oh God.
Babbling. See,
Yeah.
that does not do that sound effect justice.
No, that was not. Well, again, these things were so like super low budget and stuff like that too, right? Like I don't even have. This doesn't even say what the budget is. Which
He's a
tells me
never
there wasn't
nude.
one.
He's a never nude. Look at him. Filthy.
See, like, is anything? That's the real question. Is anything in this movie real?
I don't think so.
That dog can't like.
Not even Ernest.
No,
Ernest
not
is
at
a
all.
Muppet
Probably.
created by Stan Winston to
Oh, God.
scare children to go
Stan
to
Winston.
bed at night.
Exactly. Well, that would explain all the weird facial tics and stuff like that. It's probably like he had the animatronics of a Terminator and it was going all weird, so they just slapped Jim
Right.
Varney's face on him.
I still
I
find
want
him
one
so
of
funny.
The
man. He's
original
killing me
Dyson.
right now.
It really is. It's the silliest kind of funny though. Oh, this is the worst ADR I've ever heard. There's actually no, that's not true. If you ever listen to
The worst what?
ADR, the dialogue recording, because
Oh.
obviously it wasn't
Yeah,
him,
yeah.
like his voice live there. But I liked, if you ever seen the Beatles' Help, which is a great.
He's being electrocuted.
That was the worst. Like they didn't even like have any kind of like electrical sounds or anything like that.
Ernest, what just happened to Ernest there?
He may have gotten electrocuted.
Exactly. And clearly he did, because now that metal comb just stuck to him.
Like how it happens to you when you're electrocuted.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I get it.
When did
But,
they start making metal combs like that?
Yeah, that's true enough. But
Oh, see, you got a date. You got a pity date.
yeah, so exactly. Everything is
She,
pity
no,
fucking.
she does like him though.
Yeah, well, it's again because it's like what's his face, Ernie Hudson in The Hand That Rocks the Cradle. He was like half retarded, and it was
Never go full retard.
I was just gonna say there's never a good way to say the R word, as they say. That's the new campaign going on. But,
Refund.
Refund. There you go. But anyways, we were talking about the ADR stuff, and the worst one I ever saw. If you watch Help, the Beatles movie,
Right.
It's a comedy, and it's actually really funny.
I don't think I've ever seen it.
It's really funny, but the it's like very slapstick and stuff like that, and they just have like good little bits where they all live side by side. But then when you go in, it's the same house that's like
right.
split 4 ways, and like it was just funny. But there's this one scene where like something's happening in a bathroom, and they all go like slow mo for a second, then they all go backwards, and it's like all the ADR for that. You're like, and then they're backwards, and they're going. It was just like
Right.
bananas. Why? How would he be let in this restaurant dressed like that? At the very least, with his hat.
He's a local celebrity.
No, he's not. He's.
So like, how long does this last for? This like he zapped himself at home.
Yeah.
Like what with the car? You know. Here's Buddy. This
Yep.
guy's in a lot of shit. Eh?
Yeah, that's Charles Napier.
And Charles Napier.
He died in 2011. Interesting fact about him that I didn't know until I started doing some research. He was the voice of all of the grunts in the Incredible Hulk TV show.
No way.
So whenever you hear him like, "Rawr," that's Charles Napier. It's not Lou Ferrigno.
He was the grunts.
And then Lou Ferrigno, having not done the voice of the Hulk did the voice of the Hulk in the Avengers.
That's right.
But not anymore. Like the new ones and stuff. It's all Mark Ruffalo.
Mark Ruffalo, yeah. But
As
that's
well it
neat
should
that they
be.
did that though, right?
Well, they're just trying to give
Yeah.
it a little something,
Imagine
right?
that, like I'm Lou Ferrigno's grunt double.
Yeah.
Like that's it. How many
Exactly.
grunts do you think you do in a take? We need 75 grunts.
Well, how many I Am Groots did they have to do?
We need a little bit more oomph on that. No?
Yeah.
We need a little bit more. You're in pain.
Yes. Yeah.
Pleasure.
This is a happy grunt. I feel like he just
Indifferent. Give me your indifferent grunt. You know,
Yeah.
like.
But he plays mostly wardens and stuff
That's exactly
like
what I
that.
was going to say. He's always the warden, or he's the, you know.
Or the general. He was in Rambo First Blood Part 2.
Yes.
He was in Silence of the
Isn't he
Lambs.
Murdoch? No, Murdoch's.
No.
He was the. Look at the evil Ernest.
Yeah. I love Evil Ernest, which they haven't revealed his face
Oh
yet.
no!
So you just blew
sorry,
that.
everybody.
Charles Napier, the most important movie he's done, Frogtown 2.
What?
There is a sequel. There's actually
What?
several sequels to Al Comes to Frogtown.
Oh, man.
Anybody who hasn't seen that, it's a Roddy Piper joint.
When I get home, if I can somehow manage to stay off the old porn box,
No
I
guarantees.
will look into that. I sit down all the time with great aspirations. And it just
I'm going to
ends
write
up
the
with
Great American...
porno. That's it. That's about all I get accomplished.
Today I'm going to give myself a stranger. But,
See, look at all this. He's like renting out Pee-wee's place for Pee-wee's on his big adventure. He rented his place out.
without all the Tim Burton charm.
Yeah, like the chair kind of looks like it would only he's not
It
licking
looked
your
like
ass
cherry.
when you sit down.
Yeah, that's the worst. If your chair's not licking your ass, forget about it.
Yeah, what the hell's the point?
I actually heard a really good story from the comedian Sebastian Maniscalco today, and he was talking about when he moved into LA, like right across from him, he could see in this guy's window, and he was first thing in the morning, the guy's fucking his couch. And like about making eye contact with him, and he's just like, he's like the first 6 months I spent eating breakfast in the dark.
Get some drapes, bro.
I like that like even their TV, which was a working TV, they couldn't just use a button.
No.
They just they put
had to be an arrow, yeah.
they super glued a piece of cardboard that says on.
He's making upgrades.
Oh, this is actually quite relevant.
Dude,
in the
no,
current
this is
NRA.
America. This literally is America. It's like before dinner, you get some gun practice in, you know?
Yeah. I actually
Kids are playing in between you and the target.
And wherever you land on that whole thing, watch Last Week Tonight with John Oliver. He just did a big thing on the NRA TV.
Yeah.
Oh my! It's literally a TV station that's the NRA, and they did the one thing where it's all about women. They're trying to get women into guns, and the host of the show is pregnant, so she couldn't shoot the guns. So they're like, "We wanted to make something for your room," and they just shot paint cans, and then the paint like gooped down onto some canvases, and there was just like a couple of little splotches, and they're like, "We shot paint," and I'm like, "This is exactly the thing that they say they're not." Like if I get into an argument with somebody about guns, they're like, "We're responsible," and whatever.
Yeah.
I'm like, "Oh yeah," because the people who are supposed to be the kings of responsible were shooting at paint so they could make a decoration.
Right.
It's exactly like Homer in Homer versus the Second Amendment or whatever, where he's shooting his can
And then
open.
blows the can open.
Yeah.
Like, it's like you can't even get into the conversation with them about it. It's insane.
No, my cousin, I saw he did a big thing about it. He's like, I don't understand why these pussies want to get rid of like AR-15s and stuff like that. I'm like, what on earth do you need an AR-15 for?
I know, right? Like,
And then on this NRA TV thing, they're like, you have to have this. This is the only weapon you need in your house to like defend yourself.
Yeah, a
I was
machine
like, no,
gun.
you do not. Well, it's even like a modified thing. It's a whole thing, and they'll make that argument. It's not a machine gun. Machine guns are already illegal.
It
stupid.
doesn't even matter.
Like,
it doesn't matter because like I had a couple of conversations with people in Baltimore, and the one guy literally
Be more.
said, I was just like, look at Canada, look at Australia. I'm not saying, get rid of your constitution, which they should, but I'm saying like that thing definitely needs to be updated. That's for damn sure. They even update the Bible for fuck's sakes.
Yeah. Well, and they've taken stuff out of the Constitution before, like slavery.
Right, exactly. So the NRA has got their fucking money fingers in that pie so bad that when Trump just out of, because he just says stupid fucking things. When he was like, if they're mentally unstable, take their guns, deal with the fallout later.
Yeah.
Because we know that, but he never would. The next day, the NRA was in his office.
Yeah.
And then he retracted that.
Yeah.
The NRA is running the presidency.
Yep. And
I'm glad that these kids, though, these kids from that school are not putting up with any bullshit. And we're missing Ernest.
Yeah.
Because of Trump.
Fucking Trump. I feel like Jim Varney, had he lived beyond 2000, would have been on Celebrity Apprentice.
Oh my
so I'm
God.
really glad that this didn't occur.
Do you imagine the face he would make after he was fired? Oh my God.
No, he'd just go, gee, I'm glad it's raining.
Trump starts crying. The first time ever the robot cries.
I feel.
He could have stopped the whole thing and then he would have shut down.
I don't understand the point of eating the paper. Why wouldn't he just drop it?
Well, no, he's trying to clean the shit out of his mouth. I think he's trying to sop it up. Look at him. Anyways, but okay, so their thinking goes in a big circle because that's what they were bred to do.
Yeah.
It was just they can't get the idea of the guns.
Yeah.
I said to a guy, I was like, just think about getting rid of the guns. And he's like, well, it'll never happen. I was like, let's just say in a perfect world, your government's like, we're taking care of the guns, and they actually go and they get rid of as many guns as they can, and eventually, somebody's going to shoot, but then they're going to take his guns, and then eventually it will be awesome. Like,
because
look at
everybody
Australia.
will be dead.
Look at Australia. Look at Canada. And he's like, you know what the first thing Hitler did was? He goes, take away the guns. And I looked him in the eye and I said, this conversation is over. Because it's a big, circular, awful, like... Yeah. They just can't. It's like a wall. It's like you're trapped in fucking Stephen King's dome.
Yeah.
And it's like the moment you try, boom, they boom.
Yeah. It's
crazy.
But I think that's the problem. I think that Hitler needs to be taken off the table because it goes both ways.
This shit does.
Everybody's argument always just ends with Hitler, and it's like, okay, you're not interested in having an argument about the person in question.
Exactly. No, it's just because they always have something to say that's the most ignorant thing you've ever heard. You're like, what? Like, how does that make any sense to...
Yeah.
Well, how am I supposed to protect myself? Like, what? Like, when is the last time fucking, martial law happened and the North Koreans landed and Patrick Swayze and his sexy C. Thomas Howell had to take the town back? When did that happen? They were so worried that, like... it's like they don't even see it. It's like, look at the numbers, man.
Yeah, it's
like, what the fuck? Why do you think everybody's getting shot? Why do you think that like it was like 46 days in, there was like 24 mass shootings, and most of the people in the States were like, no, there isn't. I literally was talking to Lee. She's like, no, there wasn't. I was like, lady, I just read it yesterday. Yeah, and she's like, the last one I can remember is this one, and I was like, there's so many that happened that you don't even hear about or care.
Yeah, well, and then I saw one where they were like passing them off. They're like, well, this wasn't, because they're like, oh, they count this as a school shooting, but it was just somebody committing suicide at a school. And I'm like, oh, because that's better.
And it's like, okay, if you were, okay, let's get out of this conversation.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm getting all worked up.
Yeah.
All I do is look at frigging Trump news all day, and I can't do this right now. I
know.
can't do this.
We do this so we don't have to do Trump news.
If you were taking a tour of a prison.
Yeah.
And your exact double, although gorgeous he may be, pissed you over behind a dumpster, would you go?
No, I would wrap my arms around the legs of that black girl.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm not going.
Oh, yeah. I think we've seen way too many, like, why? Like, these fucking movies, like, well, it is Ernest, though. Like, he's just such a good-natured lug.
This is essentially the plot of the Muppets, the second Muppets movie.
Yeah, you're right, actually. Like, mistaken identity.
Yeah. Except he had a mole, so it's
because, like, we've seen way too many fucking movies, so I'm always on the edge, man. Yeah. I always think some fucked up's going on. Like, sometimes when the power goes out randomly, I'm like, oh my god, I seriously get this wave comes over me where I'm like, I'm going to be murdered any minute.
Fight or flight, or flight.
I'm like, I just start swinging.
Oh man,
clocked my mom, throw the cat.
Yeah, we'll always throw the cat.
Yeah. His pink uniform here.
I was just gonna say he looks very like Nazi-ish, despite the fact
he kind of looks like I don't know, somebody from like Fear and Loathing working at the hotel or something. This is some weird, like, why are they like?
Yeah, that shot was something.
Like, look at the shoulder pads on him or something, right? Like,
God, shoulder pads in the 80s.
He has no idea.
What is a nifty workout class? Why does he also have a vest in jail?
Oh my God, you're right.
Like,
there is
nobody
his
else
style.
Like nobody else is wearing one, but is like he just understands that an Ernest version would have it. They all look like M. Bison. All the guards look like M. Bison.
Everything in this movie looks like such a set too, eh?
Yeah.
Like in the worst way.
Why would the cafeteria be orgy red?
Orgy. Well, no, it's any minute it's going to be splattered with blood, and that lighting is also to cover up the stains they could not get up.
I was just going to say it might be the glass stained.
Yeah. Wonder how the food. What are they having for dinner today?
I don't know. Something macaroni erroneous or eggs erroneous. Oh, maybe it's just all.
I'm trying
erroneous.
to see the
Beef
symbol
erroneous.
on top of this guy's helmet here.
I think it's like shield. Just his little innocent faces are just like.
He still thinks he's on like the prison tour.
I feel like this one might be a less popular decision, but I feel like had he not been known, Jim Parsons could have taken a shot at him from Big Bang Theory. He's not as facial, like he doesn't have the elasticy face like him, but he's got that kind of like innocent boy Southern thing going.
I think Harlan Williams. I think you hit the nail right on the head, man.
I wish it was my
Harlan
idea.
Williams.
But...
Oh, Just say it was. Fuck
Yeah,
it.
fuck
Who
it.
cares?
I don't care how much more popular that other podcast is. I invented that idea.
That's right, and I invented that podcast.
It's like it looks like, what is that? It looks like a gold record.
I
on his-
feel like I've seen him in the album cover or the outfit. Mm-hmm. I'm thinking Faith No More or something like.
Yeah. It's like a
It's
Peter
like he's
Frampton music video.
Yeah, he's like a time, like they're trapped in time prison, and that looks like it's like a piece of time on his head. You know what I mean? For time crimes.
Yeah. Oh no! Don't commit time crimes.
Like Time Cop. That's a Time Cop.
Oh, you remember?
That is the only way. Oh, he's all right. Okay.
That's how you.
I was like he
remember?
was trying to distinguish whether or not he was really in prison or not by smacking his head on the bars.
It's as good a way as any, right? What is it, Nash? Oh man, so I like this is actually very Three Amigos where he's being like mistaken for they're being mistaken for the big tough guy just from. I wonder what the hole is really like. I want to find out that the hole is actually the best place. It's actually a reward.
It's amazing.
It's got a gigantic like TV and just like everything on demand. It's got that remote control that you speak to. It's like
It's got a lounge, like a heart-shaped bed.
Yeah.
With a quarter, put some quarters in there. Oh, he got it now, Ernest.
oh, there was a
Took him a while, but
another great symbol of America was the what's the name of the flag that was just in there?
the Confederate.
The Confederate flag. Was
Oh,
in
I'm
there.
surprised. They're gonna have to take that out. They're gonna have to put the Taco Bell logo over that or something.
Yeah, you got it.
Oh my God, he's innocent.
I like that a judge is asking them, "Are you sure that this is what you want to do?"
Yeah.
So, for
Oh,
sure.
she knows. Come on, look at that bird looking the other way. That's symbolism there.
Yeah.
What is this dude in?
I don't know. He looks like Zeus.
Don't you have any friggin' trivia on that guy?
No, I don't. I don't look up anybody who's got a blank picture next to their name because that
What, on
means they've
IMDb?
literally been. Yeah, that means they've literally been in nothing
Oh,
else.
so you did look.
Well, I looked up IMDb,
Are you
but
assuming he has nothing next to his face?
no, I was on IMDb and I looked up the names of the actors who had faces.
Maybe he doesn't have a face, and for the movie they make
they
up him a
painted one on.
face. So that was his real picture you were looking at,
Cool.
and now you've insulted the man.
What's funnier now is to find out that bank security was an independent security company of people who paint their van with camo.
Oh,
I like this is. I feel like these guys would be played by Penn and Teller in a remake.
yeah, I can see that, buddy. Right?
Yeah.
Maybe we will throw them in
Or
our
Jay and
Harlan
Silent
Williams.
Bob.
Oh my God, he had like a quadruple
Yeah.
heart attack or something.
Very massive heart attack. He had 100% blockage in his one eye,
Wow.
his one
I
artery.
thought he was getting healthy.
He was, but too little, too late, right? That
He's
blockage.
young.
Yeah, that blockage. Well, he's 47. He
is?
yeah, he's
He has
just
such
shy
a
of
youthful
50.
cherub face. I
Yeah.
thought he was younger.
He does, but he's getting better now, and we
Oh,
wish him the
watch,
best.
he's gonna get healthy now.
This happened months ago because
We're living in the past. Who isn't?
I know, right?
Cut your hands off my dick, Dad. What?
I'm not talking about that anymore. I
Come
can't
on,
do it.
Dad.
I can't. You got it. I feel bad though for poor Bobby there in the back.
Bobby.
Who's like,
I know.
because
He's a kill crazy maniac.
No, but to have no speaking roles or anything like that. So you come out of these movies and like Ernest dies.
He's got one.
And then
He
you're
says
sitting
something
there-
in this movie.
Does he say
You
something? in this
fucking
one?
right he does.
I don't remember. See, it's so funny. The movies I remember versus the movies you remember. We never watch a movie that we both remember all the way through.
True. He's great.
Yeah. I like this
He's
one.
kind of right though. Fuck that.
So the one thing about this movie is he's actually given an opportunity to sort of act in this
Yeah.
movie.
He was in something else. It was a TV show. Why am I thinking Peggy was in it or something?
I don't know. He
Maybe
was
I
on
dreamt
Roseanne
it.
for a bit.
Was he?
Yeah, he.
Hey, Roseanne's coming back in March 24th, I think.
The 29th, I think. But yeah.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Sorry. It's later in the week, asshole. But
You're lucky I'm a fucking asshole.
Yeah.
But that might have offended me.
fuck. But yeah,
I'm
no,
really excited. I love Roseanne.
Yeah, I do too. But yeah, he was in the garbage season when they were rich and stuff, and then he was like some like dignitary who ends
Right.
up dating Jackie, and like it becomes like this big thing. And I remember just the same way when Paul Rubens ended up on Murphy Brown, I was blown away because I'd never seen him do anything else. Like he had done, I think he had done.
I like that they took a chance on him.
Yeah, but I think he had done like Beverly Hillbillies at that point. But it was just really weird because you see him and you're like, whoa, he's not Ernest. Like, what's happening? Like, I can't.
Ernest, what's wrong?
Yeah, it's like, I don't know what's happening. You just
the whole movie, you're like, what's wrong with Ernest? Shut up. You're like, what's happening here? You told me you're taking me to Ernest.
Yeah. What do you think his career would have been like, though? Would he have still only made Ernest movies, or would he have gotten a shot?
Well, I mean, it seems like he was going back to that, but he was he would get things randomly. I think my career guess would have been, he still does the Slinky Dog. If he would, there's so many channels and so many shows.
Yeah.
The Country Channel would have a new show.
Yeah.
With him and that girl from Reba or something, and he'd be back. He would be the funny next door neighbor next to whoever on one of those shows, and he would be back. There's so many channels and so many shows.
Yeah, I think that like Ernest would have petered out. I think that the pirate would have probably killed it.
Yeah, well,
and then he'd just start making some one-offs on some TV shows where it's like all of a sudden he just pokes in on like Home Improvement
or whatever,
and then like whatever was out at the time until it gets really and then eventually somebody's like, okay, he's been in jail long enough and we're gonna get it jail.
I don't really.
I don't really get it either.
But I think he would have been a regular on a show, and I don't think his career would have been like monster, but he would be making good cash, and he'd be a regular on, whatever. He'd be the new Mr. Rogers or something.
Well, there's some people who I like so much as those small roles, like in movies and stuff like that I get disappointed when they're all of a sudden stars. It was like I see Bill Hader doing these fun things, like even in Pineapple Express where he was just that like short bit or whatever. And then like he's in Trainwreck as like a main guy. And I'm like, no, I'm
surprised. I still haven't seen that movie. I'm not the biggest Amy Schumer fan, so.
It was fine. It wasn't great.
This is a good scene.
Yeah. He does some really dated, like I couldn't even name any of these freaking people. That was, yeah.
You can't name this guy?
No, I know he does Stallone, but everybody else is.
Who was the first one? What did you say the first one again?
I don't remember.
I could have named him. It was a Cagney.
I think it was like I thought it was Henry Fonda.
Even though it tells you right there, Humphrey Bogart.
Yeah. Well, I didn't see the first one.
Oh my God.
And none of them. Oh, Barry Fitzgerald. Like who the fuck is Barry Fitzgerald? I know Larry Fitzgerald, the wide receiver for the
That's
for
what
the
he's
Arizona
doing.
Cardinals. Yeah. Now just imitating Southern redneck. Oh God, I feel like this is what they give him when he's just so sick of Ernest. Like he gets to a spot where he's like, I can't fucking do this. I'm quitting.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, put the camera in front of you, do whatever you want. And they give him 20 straight minutes, and they're like, okay, back to Ernest. This is what they do with
Jim Carrey, and they make a big deal of it. Nobody made a big deal about Ernest. Remember that scene in What Man on the Moon where they put the camera and he's like drawing things on the mirror, and they just let him go for like however long. They're like, he's a genius. I'm like, Ernest's been doing this fucking for no money at all. You don't see him whining all the time, trying to kill his girlfriends and shit.
Well, because he was he was over smoking. So he
was too busy smoking.
So if he ever tried to speak up, he would start wheezing. And he...
That's a good wheeze.
Oh, it's going to make me cough. Look at how old that computer is in the background.
That thing's a computer. It looks like an orb with a light coming out of it.
Yeah.
And a guy golfing at the top.
It's screaming, "Danger, Will Robinson."
Yes.
Oh, that's coming out on Netflix, by the way.
Looks good.
Yeah, it does look very good. I saw so many things in response to that.
Ernest is getting her going.
Oh, so this isn't going to be pity sex. This is going to be anal.
Oh, yeah. She's going to like it, too. She's like, what happened to you, Ernest?
Yeah.
You're strangely being mean to me, and I like it.
It's weird that he didn't change his clothes at the very least. Like people, like he's acting different, but because he's wearing the vest, everything's cool.
Yeah, he's Ernest. Ernest is being weird.
Yeah.
Would you, if I came to do the show and I was like completely different, would you be like, whoa?
Well, as you're not a fictional character that I know of, yeah, I'd be kind of whoa.
Or would you be like, whoa, this is not
that means
Todd?
You're broken. Yeah.
Would you know it wasn't me? You
Yes.
probably would.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I would know
if he wasn't talking too much.
If it wasn't,
Yeah.
Did
you have a pop in your?
Yeah, something just happened there.
We're having technical difficulty.
Oh my God! See, these two Ernests can learn something from each other. The Ernest we know and love needs to be a little bit more, aggressive.
Yeah.
stop letting Buddy slap you. Don't let this guy fucking tell you off just because you destroy the bank accidentally every night.
I know.
You know?
I feel like Face Off kind of learned their lessons like that.
Face Off.
It's kind of another movie we have to do.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So this girl really reminds me of somebody. She is hot.
I can't be attracted to any girl from the 80s.
What?
I hear these things, and I mean, like, Elizabeth Shue's pretty much the only one.
No
but
way.
But like every
like
time
the
I
80s
see
with
those
the shoulder
girls,
pads
it was like she looks exactly like the girl from RoboCop who is doing cocaine with.
Oh my
with
God!
what's-his-face.
Yep.
It's
And he puts the grenade on the table.
Yeah, and
totally.
he's doing the cocaine
could
off
be,
her tits.
That could be her.
It could very well be her.
I wonder if that is.
I doubt it.
Oh, see, she.
She didn't have a face next to her name, so I don't think so. That sounds like a Casio watch.
5 minutes. I remember when you'd go to the cheap like Bargain Heralds, and I bought I didn't buy them, but I got a package of socks, and it had a watch in it, but the watch face was cardboard, and it was always $12.15.
Nice.
I don't know why the socks came with a fake watch. But it was like, if you're shopping at this store for socks, you probably can't afford a watch. So here's a fake one.
To
and
make you
hopefully
look like
somebody
a
just
badass.
doesn't ask you what time it is.
Unless it's 12:15.
Yeah, that's only that.
Yeah. I was just thinking that it should have said 5 o'clock. So it's like, oh, you're buying socks? You need a drink.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
You betcha. Again, what is with the lighting in this place?
I told you it's going to be blood. It's to match their pink.
Yeah, exactly.
Their pink cop uniforms.
Oh, this looks like Dan Severn. Why are they, like, they know that it's not him.
Yeah.
Why are they his thugs?
Well, because they're trying to keep it,
Oh, keep up appearances?
Yeah, exactly, right?
So nobody questions.
That's right.
Well, they should have just killed him and then said, we took over the gang.
True.
That would have solved everything.
True.
Because then they would have had, like, such cred and,
You
oh my
think that
God,
they-
over the top.
Dude, this guy's in something too. This guy looks intense as fuck. Look at him. He
Yeah.
looks like something they cut off a Diamond Dallas Page and then grew in a lab.
Are those supposed to be tattoos or did he just crush spiders on his head?
It's a little both.
Do you remember in Ernest Goes to Camp that it was like the truest heart thing and the guy's like shooting at him and he keeps like missing
Yes,
him and
yeah.
it's like the bullet will not or the arrow will not hurt him and like that sort of thing.
Because he was like in the whole. He had the native. He called on the native vibes, man.
Yeah. I can't believe though. I mean, think about how many times like Saturday Night Live took a character and then tried to make a movie and then blew it. Like they had a Pat movie, they had the Superstar movie, and what's his
That
Stuart
was during like a time period when they tried to make it, and it was like the worst characters too.
Yeah.
It was like, why would you make its Pat into a movie?
I think Wayne's World was the only
Wayne's World was a good
one
one.
that had any real
Yeah.
credibility. But they kept doing that. But what made this ad exec able to extrapolate a character for 30 seconds? Like at least
Yeah.
like Pat. For what think about what you will about him. It was a fucking the worst sketch ever.
Yeah.
But it was popular and had tons of 8-minute sketches, even
Yeah.
though they were all basically the exact same
yes,
thing.
like, you didn't know.
Are you a boy or a girl? What do you mean? But
That's pretty good, actually. We should have been taping
well,
this
because you
one.
just don't have to be talented to do it. Sorry, Julia Sweeney. I remember because I thought that was the reveal that Pat was a girl, and it was really just more revealing that it was being played by a girl.
Right.
I was like, oh, we finally find out Pat's a girl. No. It was just, and I was like, I was more
She's
upset.
got both sets of genitals. Why are you all pissed off?
But yeah, you have, now you couldn't imagine Julia Sweeney hosted Saturday Night Live and then did Pat. It would be the most offensive thing in the world.
Oh my God, no way. That skit would work really well now.
Either that or
actually.
Pat would be a hero.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Unlike that Jenner.
Well,
Hero to all, eh?
Caitlyn Jenner is a hero. Bruce Jenner murdered a dude. He just like killed somebody with his car.
Oh yeah,
and
that's
then turned
right.
into a woman.
And then
the
it was
next day.
recently too. Yeah, like
Yep.
he totally killed that person too. What
Yeah,
the fuck?
you can try and charge Bruce Jenner, but he's nowhere to be found.
Yep.
My name's Caitlyn. I
Caitlyn can
still
tell
think
you that
that's
he's not around though.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the whole tranny world is pissed at him.
Yeah.
Because he, became, or not tranny, but transgender.
Yes.
Because he, switched over to a lady, and now he's like, oh, we're so strong, and we're this and that. And all the people who have been, back in the day were like, the fuck you, buddy. Like, what the fuck? Now that it's like half decently acceptable, you're now the poster child. Like, fuck you.
People were happy at the very beginning because he was getting attention.
He was getting, right.
And positive
Taking
attention.
all of it for himself, herself.
that's
Sorry,
the problem.
herself.
Yeah.
Here we go again.
It's a lot to get used to.
That's a serious skill, man. I just stay in prison and make soap things. Like, my God.
hell
There's
yeah.
1 bar of soap, too.
Why soap doesn't do that? There's if you made a big long thing of soap, it wouldn't droop unless it was wet.
You don't even know.
I do know. I know a little
guns
bit.
have you made
Even though
of
I
soap?
only use like lotion now.
Ooh.
But
Lotion.
Ooh. But I don't know. I had a point back there. Oh, it was about extrapolating him from 30-second commercials into movies.
Into a movie.
And it's just I don't know. That's just
Yeah.
bananas to me.
I never got through that fucking movie. Stuart
Pat,
Smalley.
yeah, Stuart. Yeah,
Pat, I never made it through Pat or Stuart Smalley.
none of them, man. I couldn't.
I can't believe they even made that movie, Stuart Smalley. I was like, oh my God. Even the commercial was like, Jesus.
And then that man was briefly a senator.
Yeah, until he grabbed some buns.
Grabbed those
I can't
buns.
believe he got in trouble for that whole thing, too.
Yeah,
I was like, Al Franken, what?
I know. Well, and then the worst thing too is all this stuff is happening to the conservative people. Then it happens to them, and they're like, "Well, you got to do something about this guy." Like even if it's the most innocent thing.
Yeah.
I was like, you can't go after those guys and then not take care of your own. So they did. Is it a simulation?
I wish it was only a simulation, but
Imagine
this is
this was
real, baby.
Imagine like there was a silly slapstick movie that featured Ernest, followed by a dark like taxi driver murder comedy that these guys were doing.
And they show it in a double feature.
Yeah. It's like he's like, Bobby, before we blow this guy's brains out, you can fuck him. Like, and it's just
let me blow his brains out and then you fuck him.
yeah,
Bobby.
you fuck the hole where his brains came out, and I'll fuck
They
the
should have
brains.
done that just to fuck with us, eh?
Oh my god.
It's kind of like I spit on your grave.
Yes. Except this is I spit on my dick, so it's lubed up.
And then rub it all over your grave. I like Buddy falls for him here, eh?
Yeah.
How can you not?
Well, yeah, it's
See, this is no one watching?
no.
Like, well, other than those two guys?
Yeah. The one guy looks like the dude who like burns Chris Rock in the Longest Yard remake.
This is very
It's a Super Dave.
Hey! Nice crackle, eh?
Yeah, I know. We're
Super
having an
Dave
issue with the mics
crack-a-lacka.
today.
Super Dave Osborne, eh?
I love those things
Me
so much.
too.
Again, it's one of those very much like this, and very much like a lot of the things we've talked about today. It's the same thing over and over again, but you know what? I just like it, and it's okay that I like it.
It was good.
And it's fine.
Oh, a lot of it is, man. Come on.
Super
it's all
Dave-
the same shit.
Really, the only thing about Super Dave was having to like stomach the Crystal Gale performance that you had to wait through to get to Fuji Hakahito of Hakahito to get.
I just loved his banter. I loved his banter. The little comments he makes are so funny.
The other the other thing that existed in this time that we don't do anymore is making cartoons out of the things that were popular. Like there was a Super Dave cartoon, and like, but there was
If
a
you were
bunch of
half
those.
decently popular,
You also
got
had
a cartoon.
and potentially a cereal.
ooh.
Yeah, you remember Pro Stars? Mm-hmm. Pro Stars, for anybody who doesn't know, there's the Confederate flag we were talking about earlier. Anybody who doesn't know Pro Stars, it was a cartoon that featured action heroes Wayne Gretzky, Michael Jordan, and Bo Jackson. And the only reason that Bo Jackson had anything to do with it is because he was a two-sport and they liked the
he
bow
wasn't very
nose.
good at either of them, but
No.
you know.
Well, you can't do that.
Sport. Well, I guess he was good enough to go pro. But.
Russell Wilson is doing that too. He's doing I can't remember what team. I think he just got like traded to the Mets or something like that, but he just like does their camp.
Yeah.
And he like does all their like grapefruit league and stuff to like stay in shape, and then he goes
Right.
back to football training when he's done
No
that.
shit.
One day I'm waiting for them to call him up and want him to play for them, and then he's got to make the decision: am I going to do this or stay in football? That kind of looks
I'm
blue.
sure
in
they
that.
would like slap those. Those are the things that they put on the end of the. I guess that's what they had on the weights.
Yeah,
Somebody
actually that makes
slapped
sense.
that on there. There you go. You
Yeah.
see, a little justify.
The manacle testicles. Why do they have like a
Mesticles.
nice?
They're called
well,
mesticles.
I was just gonna say, why do they have a nice chair? And then I take it back because it wasn't a nice chair.
Well, but he's the. Oh my God.
How did he get outside the prison?
This scene right here is what my therapist told me got me into incest porn.
Is this the one?
This is it right here. We went way back in hypnosis. This is it right here, man.
You know what got me into it? It's just hot.
I love this scene.
I feel like this would have been his. What if he became Tyler Perry
Oh my God.
instead, and it was just like a bunch of these?
If they're allowed to make black versions of white movies, why can't we make a white version of a black movie?
Well, did they make a black version of a white movie?
Sure, that one. Oh fuck, what is it called? They do it all the time.
The Wiz.
The Wiz. Okay, but there was that one where like Chris Rock and Tracy Morgan were in it, and it's a complete remake of a British movie.
Oh. Yeah.
Anyways, Medea Boo 2, starring Ernest.
Every time.
Medea, blackface.
I remember
Could
when.
Ernest get away with blackface?
No. There's nobody gets away with blackface. A black person couldn't get away with blackface.
Not in this day and age.
If Idris Elba came out with shoe polish on his face, people would lose their mind.
With a white face.
Why did she use those big heavy things as the boobs? Why didn't you use a pillow?
Why? Where's he going to put them? It was a perfect idea. What are you talking about?
Yeah, well, it didn't work out.
Well, I didn't.
Should have used them as.
No.
Should have been a girl using them as balls to get into the prison.
They're a man.
You must have
late for
big
my
brass
shift.
balls. Yeah. Oh, nice.
Oh, a little glint.
I like it. I feel like this guy should have been in. He was in like quite a few things, but I feel like he should have been like. Again, another secondary character.
I know, I agree. I think he's great. I can see all these guys on Reba for some reason.
Yeah, well, because they're all very
like
country
side characters and
yeah. CMT. I don't know. CMT is still country music television in the States, but it's not here anymore. It's actually comedy and movies television. They didn't change anything. I worked there, so I can say this. They changed nothing about their branding, and they didn't actually tell anybody that's comedy and movies television now. They just stopped showing country music.
Oh, they did.
They just took country music away
from CMT.
Yeah, Reba's still on.
Love Reba.
But now they just moved in other stuff. Like now we have Jimmy Kimmel and we've got Blackish.
Oh, I really like that
Blackish
show.
Is a good show.
I watched it on the treadmill at the gym, and man, I didn't think I was gonna like it, but I really like it.
I
it's
know.
a lot goofier and a lot more kind of Seinfeldish than I thought.
Yeah. There's something about it, and I get it, but there's like all black comedies, the dad or the parents in general always have the best jobs.
Right.
I think the only one that didn't was Sanford and Son.
No,
and
that's
then
funny.
after that, it was just like
the episode. It's really funny that you say that because the one episode I just saw, Blackish, was that topic right there.
Oh yeah.
The dad has a sweet job, but his dad, Lawrence Fishburne, used to be a janitor.
Oh,
and
so
now
he was Sanford.
Buddy's son wants to be a janitor, but what's his name doesn't like that because they think it's beneath him.
Yeah.
It was really good.
But
it was a good episode.
I do understand though the sentiment and the point that they're trying to make, and I mean they did it with Cosby, they did it with so many other people.
I like it.
But yeah, well, and it's like, hey, this is us in a good light. This is us.
I want to know how the fuck
not
they paid
living
for
on
that.
the friggin' street.
The places they live in.
Yeah. Oh well.
You know, like how
jobs.
did they afford? I know their friends had some kind of a loophole or something. Somebody laughed at their grandfather. Then how the fuck did they afford that?
Who and which?
In Friends.
Oh, in
like,
Friends,
how
it
are
was
they-
Monica's
how are these
grandmother.
People, you know, at least Dr. Huxtable, he's a doctor.
Yeah.
At least Buddy works at this corporate
Well,
place.
she was.
These white people don't explain a
they
fucking
do,
thing.
They do. They actually do explain it in full. Monica's grandmother lived there, and she's living there under her. She's living there illegally under her name.
What are the other guys?
And it was
They live across
because
the hall.
well, they've got a much smaller place, and they're splitting it.
Okay, with a duck.
So yes, with the ducks also paying.
duck.
So, but it, like if you see their place, which is why they're always over there, the place is 3 times the size as their apartment, right? It's a much larger place. And then if you think about where the fourth wall might be, it may come another 20 yards in this direction.
There's another a couple other rooms, and
I think somebody should change the fourth wall thing and have it, and then just also have shots that take place from the other angle, so you see the other half of the apartment.
sometimes they do that in shows, and I'm like, oh my god, the wall you never see.
Yeah. It's like sometimes that was one of the hardest things to figure out was the layout of The Simpsons.
I've seen maps and stuff
Yeah.
of like the
It's- if
or
you
where
go-
everything in the town is because it always changes.
Oh, absolutely. Well,
one
for
there's a
convenience.
mountain right there, and then like
Yeah. There's like the prisons right
yeah,
there
exactly,
now, right
like
next.
whatever you want. Look, like he's like fuck, I like this guy. He's melting my stone cold heart.
See, this is the thing. The big galoots always need a leader, and it doesn't really matter who it is. And if that means I have to go good, so be it. But yeah. Anyways, so yeah,
That's
the
true.
Simpsons.
That's actually a pretty deep point you just made there.
Yeah, no, I do good. I do good. The last time.
Ooh, the last time you were proud of me, Joe, I got more than a kiss.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I got
You got a stern letter.
Squid.
Yeah.
He squidded all over me.
Yeah. A jellyfish.
Looking right.
Gave him a jellyfish yarmulke.
Whatever that thing is.
Glub, glub, glub.
It's a squid.
Oh, that's. I thought you were doing some kind of weird ejaculation thing.
Well, I was, but you know.
Yeah, it's.
Oh Jesus!
Why does like?
This looks like the bank you'd see in a play.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Well,
we made this, and in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Well, we didn't. So I pretended like I was helping.
See, to me, this, yeah, it looks like they got a building that was just one big room, but
Yeah.
they needed to have offices, and they built it out of like a quaint house set.
Yeah, like
Like,
look
it
at these.
does-
Look at those. Like those rooms do not go in there.
Yeah. I don't know. To me, the only proper bank is it is in the wizarding world, Gringotts.
Oh my God! Yes,
Yeah,
I am dying to go there.
Yeah,
God.
I don't know why I have this inane need to ruin things. Like I'm like no, but I mean, I'm the guy who.
You mean like podcasts and
Well-
your friends' lives?
Yeah, that's not totally intentional, but no, the like whenever I watch Gringotts, I'm like, I feel like this is a real subversive, like anti-Semite thing. All the big nose people controlling all the money and all this thing, and I just got all deep into it. And they're like, "What are you doing? It's a fucking kid's book, you know?" Like they did that, but I did the same thing to Carrie. She told me her favorite Christmas song was "Baby It's Cold Outside," and I'm like, that song's about a rape. And
Is it?
Well, no, but listen, like you listen to the lyrics. It's like, "Baby, it's cold outside. No, I want to go. I want to go home. No, you should stay. It's cold outside. Say what's in this drink, baby. It's cold outside." Like she said, "What's in this drink?" And then he goes, "You see, Rudy, it's a Christmas time, and I'm gonna give you a present." Wah.
Oh, he's gonna get the gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah. So Charles Napier, because we're back to him briefly.
There he is.
He was in another Three Ninjas. So we had High Noon at Mega Mountain for Jim Varney, and Charles Napier was in Three Ninjas Knuckle Up. He played Duke in The Critic. He was like his friend
sweet.
Duke there. He was in The Cable Guy, Austin Powers, Nutty Professor 2. He was Zed in Men in Black, the animated series.
Ah. I can picture his friend now in the you said The Critic?
Yeah.
I can picture him
the
talking to
mustache.
him. Yep.
Yeah. And he did 4 different episodes of The Simpsons, playing a different character each time. One of them was a warden, and like I wrote in the thing, he was always a warden or a general.
You made me Bartina, you made me the happiest warden in the prison system. That's him, right?
I think so.
Fresh. I think that is him.
I think that is him. But yeah, he played 4 different characters. He's got that great voice, though, where you just got to utilize it, right?
See, The Simpsons is so cool that nobody questions the fact like it's an underage boy seducing a warden.
Yeah, totally fine.
Nobody cares, right? It's the fucking Simpsons. Come on, right?
Don't worry. He'll get his comeuppance when his father strangles him in the next scene.
That's right.
Yeah. Oh, rim shot.
Oh, rim shot.
I'm just going to call him Rim Job for the rest of the thing, which is a way better name for a dog.
Yeah,
'Cause
rim
all you
shot's
need-
pretty bad too.
All you need is a dollop of peanut butter, and every dog's name is Rim Job.
She just call them Slimers.
Yeah. Oh, he's going to kill that dog.
Oh my god.
I love the giant ice cream in front
I
of his
know,
house,
right?
though. I would like that.
I want to live like that.
If anybody makes giant ice cream statues, that's not nice to that dog.
Oh, it doesn't even hurt him.
I don't like
You
that.
just threw
That
that dog in
didn't
the
make-
trash.
Like cats have that. I didn't think dogs
Oh,
had
that
that.
dog's fine. Walter lives.
Walt White?
Yep.
Walter White? Oh my
He's
god.
right there in the background. He used to be in that cell.
Well, look at, and in even his shadow, it looks like Heisenberg's talking.
Yep.
Oh my god, this is the prequel to I think my favorite fan theory ever, though, is that Breaking Bad is the prequel to Walking Dead.
Right.
Because you actually find you see blue meth in the thing. Michael Rooker's character has some blue meth. And they're saying that there was something in a compound that Walter White made that actually started the zombie apocalypse.
No way. I like that theory, actually.
See, the only thing is, it's a fun theory, but then nobody ever confirms it, or just flat out says no, of course not. They just leave it open, and I'm like, no, that's not acceptable. Just say yes, say no.
I want you to know right now that I'm going to learn this.
This is going to be your monologue?
I'm going to learn this.
So, what acting job do you suppose that'll
I don't know.
get you?
I'm going to say it when I go to prison and I'm on death row.
That would be great.
I'm totally going to learn that. I'm going to get this printed out. I gotta talk like Ernest P. World more often.
He's green. He's about to Green Mile.
Like everything has the utmost importance, you know?
Yeah.
Like everything he does, he's cracking the atom.
Yeah.
You know?
That's why I need to work a job where I'm working alone so I can do his work monologues. Mop.
Next,
the king of the cleaners.
King. Mop. All day long.
Occupied. I like that.
Occupido.
Look at, like, everything is so just off in this, and it's like
there's
that they shoot.
There's this wicked in Niagara Falls. There's in the wax museum. I can't remember which one it is. It's an awful wax museum. It's shitty. But there's
falls?
In the falls, and all of a sudden there's a door, and it doesn't say to go into it or anything. But you're like, I think we can go in here. And then when you go through, it's a whole other section of just creepy like mirrors. And it was awesome. And there's an electric chair that you can sit in. And when you sit into the chair and put the thing on your head, it scared the shit out of me.
That's amazing. There's a wonderful thing. Go and find it if you've never seen it. It's from, I think it was when Conan was on The Tonight Show. I'm not entirely sure when it was, but you can find it if you go on YouTube or whatever. And it's a thing where he goes to a really garbage, like this wax museum went out of business.
Oh, shit.
See, like they didn't even put the thing on his head. He's not strapped in. Like he looks like a baby sitting in it because it's gigantic.
It's for their 17-foot tall prisoners that they have there.
And they seem way into it too.
Oh, they love it. They're getting off on it. They're fucked. They work at the prison for fuck's sake.
We're all so hard.
Oh, shit. Okay, what were you saying?
No, anyways, Conan goes to this. It's the sale of all of these wax figures.
Right. Like old wax.
And they're the scariest things. And he ended up buying like 4 of them and bringing them back to the show. And they were terrifying. Almost none of them you could tell who they were. We're going to watch it between movies. When we have our break between movies, I'll show it to you. It's fucking nuts. The only other one that was good like that, though, they had one. There was some presidential museum. Well, it was a presidential wax museum that was shutting down. And there was a giant thing where all of, like, the late-night TV shows went to go buy the different presidents and stuff. It was like John Oliver bought like 4 of them and then found out that one of the ones they really wanted they didn't get because Stephen Colbert bought it. And then somebody else bought one and then they were like, oh, who bought that? And it was Jon Stewart like bidding through somebody. Like,
so everybody wanted these friggin'
and
wax friggin'
and then Colbert went on John Oliver and brought his president, and then they like had a weird president off, and then they used the one that they bought, or they bought the one and then they made like a trailer for a presidential movie. It was like Woodrow Wilson or what, I don't remember who it was, but he was like, but he's there. And then it was like Marcia Gay Harden and all these big actors and actresses, like they made this movie around, they're like, how could you do this to me? And then it would just cut to like a shot of the wax statue.
I like when they do shit like that.
It was so funny.
And all the celebrities are really in it, right?
Yeah. Like, that's the thing, John Oliver, people are coming out of the woodwork to do shit for him. Like, no,
I never watched him before.
Oh, he by far, like, what I was bummed out when Jon Stewart was leaving the Daily Show, and he filled the void so perfectly.
Oh, so he's doing a good job.
He does a show a week. It's about 35 minutes, and he goes really in depth on something rather than just talking about what happened during the last day. He's not
so
like,
he kind of
Trump's
picks the topic and then kind of sinks in.
He warms up with a couple of little things. He's like, oh yeah, this happened this week, this happened this week, and then he's like, today we're going to talk about, like he did the one about NRA TV,
right?
And it's like a 16-minute thing, just all about with no commercials. And
he seems like a smart guy, though.
Oh, his
writers seem smart. I'm sure he's got.
Well, he's a part of it, but
right, exactly, yeah.
But he's like won all kinds of awards for his
okay, so before Ernest gets like static electricity,
yeah,
and he can go all the way from his house, Or no, sorry, the little wires shock him. He
Yeah.
can go from his house all the way to dinner, and he's still getting the,
Yeah.
but now he was just electrocuted with like 18 quadrillion volts, and it just ran out.
Maybe.
Although he hasn't shot things out of his fingertips like this before.
Yeah. So he blew
Maybe
his load.
Maybe he did, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's
See?
all right.
Yeah.
I love that hairdo. It's part mullet, part afro. It's kind of everything you've ever wanted
Did he
in a haircut.
turn? Yeah, it's got a little thing in the front. It's like, yeah. It's like Billy Ray Cyrus mixed with like Michael Jackson mixed with like Jerry Lee Lewis.
And it's got like a little Superman curl
yeah,
in the
mixed
front.
with Superman.
It's got everybody.
He's every woman.
Yeah. This, apparently, though, as a boxer, Tex Cobb was beaten so bad by Larry Holmes in a fight. Like, he was beaten almost to death.
Really?
In a fight. It was so bad that Howard Cosell quit announcing boxing because of that fight.
Why didn't they stop the fight, for Christ's
That's what they were
sakes?
getting at. Like, they were just like, he was beaten so mercilessly through the whole fight. And they were like, they didn't stop. And he's like, this is and Howard Cosell just never announced another match after that.
Did he walk or did he finish the match?
As far as I know, he went the whole distance, but it was just like,
Right.
it was one of those ones where they should
like,
not
why
have.
in God's name? I did not know that.
Yeah, he was also considered for the role of Non in Superman 2, was Zod's giant, the big dude.
The big guy, yeah.
And he ended up, Like, I love that face. Is that the face he's making is kind of like, when you like pause in the middle of somebody talking and they got a weird face.
And it's always
That's
the best time too.
That's the face he's making.
Oh, Bobby knew the whole time, man. He could smell it on him.
No, he's shitting his pants and he's backing away right now. I think he's so
I like
funny.
how that was in the PBBBBBBBHT.
Yeah, I know. They have the onomatopoeia for it. I love
That
that.
guy's so great.
Yeah.
I feel like he should have been in like Mary Tyler or not Mary Tyler Moore, but the other one there.
Hee haw.
Yeah, not Hee Haw.
Well, he
but,
wasn't
like,
Hee
He
Haw.
could have been on what's the other one? Not Mary Tyler Moore.
I don't know which one you're talking
Oh
about.
my God.
What a fuck shack. I've been vandalized by all. It was a little Heartbreak Hotel, that music.
Heartbreak Hotel. Yep, don't act like
What?
a victim, lady. Can't believe you don't like these 80s broads, man. What's your problem? Look at that doily thing she's got on.
It's the hair. Well, you know what? It's exactly the same thing. Julie Bowen, who's in
Beautiful one.
yeah, and she's in Modern Family and stuff. She was the girl in not Billy Madison, in Happy Gilmore.
Oh, that's right.
And again, not attractive, bad hair, bad fashion.
No way.
Same woman. And now here she is
Shoot
20
him
years
again.
later. Where
She's
I'm
way
all over
hotter
her.
now, though.
Yeah. And then what's even better is, again, I've mentioned this before,
How long
but
has he been in the garbage for?
yeah, but the only time I've ever seen on TV somebody having doggy style sex was on Modern Family.
Really?
They open the door, the kids walk in on them having sex, and he's up behind her. The
goofy dad?
Yeah,
What's his
Ty
name?
Burrell.
Ty
and
Burrell.
her. And
No
I'm like,
way.
yeah, and he's like,
I'm shocked.
yeah, and I was like, oh my God, they were fucking from behind. Like, it wasn't that long ago in the grand scheme of things that they weren't even allowed to be in the same bed or say the word pregnant.
Yeah.
And now he's fucking taking her probably in the ass.
Yeah, banging his wife's ass right there. And they walked in and sat down, right?
Yeah, well, the one did. He's like, yeah, slowly.
Ooh, yeah.
Do it slow.
Do it
slowly.
Do it slowly. That's the way to do it. Nice and slow. That's the way to do it.
That sounds like Bob
how-
Hoskins as Mario.
That's how I can do better than that. That's the way to do it. Nice and slow.
There we go. I like it.
Wah, wah.
I'm really concerned whose hat that is that's hanging up
I
in
like
the
that
background.
that weird hologram sticker on. Oh fuck, lady! You can't use the phone right in front of the friggin' window.
Yeah,
you gotta
exactly.
go under the desk.
Yeah.
What
Well,
the
no-
shit? Look at that cute little dog.
Yeah.
The
This-
cops won't even give Ernest a ride. They're fucking like, you run.
To really show how like low budget these are, like I want to count. We're gonna count out loud the amount of people in this movie.
Oh, like in the credits.
Just actors,
Counting
not
is
like stunts
fun.
and stuff like that. Yeah, it's just I don't like I think the only scene that had like more than 3 people in it was that one prison scene where there was like 9
There was a
people
bunch. No,
standing.
there was a
or,
bunch
like,
in the one. There was an overhead shot where the
Yeah.
whole prison was filled.
okay.
You had a trivia?
Pretty much.
Did you know that
I could
that
tell
hair
you-
gel that he's using right now is actually Dapper Dan? The same hair gel from Oh Brother Where Art Thou?
Do you know that for a fact?
Nope.
All right. Well, you did it. The only other
They
thing I
didn't
can
know
say-
that. You just ruined it.
Yeah, it made $25 million, this movie. If you can fucking believe that.
I can believe that.
I guess at this time, Ernest Goes to Camp was quite
What
popular.
year did this come out?
I don't even have that
Oh
information.
my
It was,
god!
I think,
you can
87.
even see that on the back of the box.
Well, here's some movies that'll give you an idea.
Okay.
This
You
opened
tell
number
me. Let's play a
3.
game. You tell me what came out, and I'll tell you the year.
This opened number 3 behind Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Pretty Woman.
91.
Okay, great.
No.
I don't know.
80.
89?
No. I want to say 89, but no. Ninja Turtles 1, 92.
92. Okay, well now I'm going to look it up. But in the meantime, Crybaby came out the same week as this and did not do as well.
Yes.
There's a
Of
little
course
tear
it
for
did.
my
You can't
girl.
go up against a gargantuan juggernaut like Ernest P. Worrell.
I know.
This is like when things are like, oh my god, now we're going up against the Avengers. Cancel the whole movie.
Yeah.
This is what Ernest was back in the day.
See, to me, I think it's funny because, I mean, it was 1990. Sorry. But yeah, to me, the...
Charlotte, I'm
Yeah.
touch me,
like
Charlotte.
John Waters was like the anti-Hollywood guy,
yeah.
and this movie to him must have been everything like bad about Hollywood, and then he lost to it.
He would have loved if anybody would have loved Ernest. It would have been John Waters. I
Yeah.
think if you're gonna take it back, he might have been cool with
I think
Ernest.
he probably appreciated it.
Because this is a
but
cheap ass movie too, right?
Yeah.
Oh my god, look at this.
the pterodactyl sound. That dog just went under the wall like my dog went under the friggin' couch.
We should have a
They
picture
were
of that.
trying to chase the dog, and she like goes into a weird crouch, like her legs like
It was
dislocate, and
weird.
then she like
yeah, it was
shimmies.
very Exorcist-y, where like her lower half like broke,
Yeah.
and the skin
Still
still
under.
held it on, so it was she was kind of dragging it
Yeah.
behind.
It reconnects afterwards.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I always love the idea of shooting like this hangs over medium, but like the shooting the mirror match where you've got always gonna have one body double and one.
They did it great in Ash versus Evil Dead.
Yeah,
You gotta watch that show, dude.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I'll check it out sometime.
It's awesome. I know. You know, it's hard to when somebody say watch this because like I'm 4 behind.
Yeah,
Like I haven't watched The Punisher yet. I started The Defenders and I was like, I don't like this. Fucking I
Yeah.
stopped it.
yeah, but yeah, Punisher.
Jessica Jones season 2 is really good so far though, man.
Yeah, I'm enjoying
Really
Jessica
good.
Jones season 2.
That girl needs to clean herself up.
Right?
Come on, girl.
I always have
Come
that.
on, girl.
That was why I stopped watching Nurse Jackie,
God.
because I liked the anti-hero bit of Nurse Jackie, but then it would always be she goes clean at the end and you're like good for her, and then at the
Yeah.
very end something bad happens and then she
It's like the
immediately
Marvel
starts,
extra
like,
credit
snorting
scene.
pills.
There she's
Yeah.
sticking a needle in her again, or
I'm
taking
like, shit.
pills, or
and finally it just got to be too many times, and I'm like, I can't do this again and again and again.
yeah.
Like that's the good thing. Like if you're dealing with somebody who's actually dealing with those problems, you stick it out with them and you try and make things
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
But when it's a TV show, you don't have to.
No.
You can just go.
Yeah.
You know what? Yeah.
I don't know you, girl.
I'm gonna make
See ya.
Dexter. I'm gonna make Dexter make you die.
That's why I stopped watching Breaking Bad. I felt so
Yeah.
bad for like Jesse.
Yeah.
Like so many times he just wants out. Like, can we just
Yeah.
stop doing this? And Eisenhower, that fucking asshole. No, you can't.
Eisenberg-
Brings him back
Heisenberg,
in.
not
Heisenberg.
Eisenhower.
What did I just say?
Eisenhower.
That's his name.
I like Ike. It's just
Let's get bizarre. The and I was like, you know what? He's Eisenhower is such a dick that like I can't watch the show anymore. And to be honest with you, I don't know why everybody said it was such a great show because I thought it was really overrated.
I thought it was really good.
Yeah, I couldn't even do it anymore. I was like, I can't watch this anymore.
Better Call Saul. I'm starting to like even more though.
That's what I heard. I heard it was really good.
At the beginning, I was kind of like, whatever. I feel like it was dragging out because like you need him to become Saul at some point
Right.
because he's not.
Well,
And you're
we're
like,
probably gonna get a
okay,
couple
so like
seasons
how
out of
like
it, right?
how long am I gonna have to wait for this to happen? But then as things started to kind of come together, this past season was really really good. And Michael
Well,
McKean.
They got to build. Oh, Michael McKean's in it.
Michael McKean plays his brother and is a giant. He is so good in every scene. He plays a lawyer who is
He's floating. Ernest can
yeah,
fly.
he's got this weird like allergy or something to like electromagnetic fields or whatever. So he's like, he literally lives in he's turned all the power off in his house and he just lives in the dark.
Right.
And like every day, like if somebody from his law firm like brings him a bunch of ice and some food for his cooler, and then he like cooks by like gas stove and stuff like this. But it's not like a joke.
It's
like
him, right?
Yeah.
It's not really. He's not really allergic to. He's just
No,
crazy.
it's just he's crazy.
He's crazy.
And then,
Yeah.
Like yeah. But
Well,
yeah,
man, you know, I can see it happening, right? If he makes the money, right? He got people that'll brand. He's like Howard Hughes is some crazy.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Ernest versus Ernest.
it's
This is the mirror match I dreamed of in Mortal Kombat.
I know.
You know, why can't I be Ernest?
This like to me that somebody should make like some good mods for like DLC where you could be like really weird characters like this, like Pee Wee Herman versus Ernest.
We should make that game. We'll get like Pee Wee Ernest. Who else can be in our game? It'll be all these characters from the movies and stuff.
Here's what we're
fighting
gonna
each
do. Next, oh no, because we're gonna be done. Well, it'll be the end of March, roughly, when this comes out. I think I'll do another March Madness. Remember we did the March Madness for horror characters last year? We'll do the March Madness. We'll create a bunch of like the silly characters, and then we'll vote on that at the end of the
because we
episode.
did like Predator versus so and so.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, so if they were to like fight each other in a Mortal Kombat Street Fighter-esque tournament.
Yeah, I think that'll be fun.
Of course, you can't say that to Ernest and then not expect it to get destroyed.
I know, right?
I love that. There's your shot. There you go. Yeah, there you go. I knew you'd like that one.
That was almost as bad as Starship
right.
Troopers one. Oh,
No
this reminds
way.
me exactly of Scary Movie. Remember when they went, like, they were doing the Matrix stuff, which was kind of funny, and then they started doing a river dance for no reason?
Right.
That movie drove me nuts because it would do those things where it would be funny, and then they would just take it the one step too
Oh
far.
yeah,
and
it
you're
was like, oh, come on, yeah.
And that was exactly that because like the Matrix
milk
stuff,
it, eh?
like the Matrix stuff was poignant at the time, and that like it was like it was kind of on brand. And then all of a sudden, she's just standing there and starts doing a weird thing, and then like the bad guy's going like and doing it along with her, and I'm like, what's happening?
Yeah,
here?
like what the fuck?
Is this a Mortal Kombat friendship? Oh, it's happening again. So this is just designed to do this. This is the floor and ceiling scrubber.
Yeah, because I told you he's supposed to be up there.
You can't when you're not in gravity.
Look
You
at
can't
Ernest.
do this.
Oh, Ernest.
I'll pitch a show right now just because this reminds me. There's a new show called Super. Well, not even new, but it's a show called Super Into. And it's basically
show?
it's the host takes a celebrity who's got like a real passion about something and then gives them kind of like the dream camp version of it. And so they showed Rob Corddry did the show, and he's like super into like space. So, and he was talking about
love
having,
Rob Corddry.
oh, he's so funny. And he was talking about having like a telescope and all this stuff. So he took him to Hubble's telescope, not the Hubble telescope in space,
the
one
big
that
one.
Hubble designed
Right.
on land in 1917.
Yeah.
And then they showed like a nebula from it. So you could see like this cluster of stars that you can't see with the naked eye. And like he was showed him Saturn and stuff like that. And it actually made him cry.
No way.
And then he went on the vomit. They went on the vomit comet, the zero gravity
sweet.
plane and stuff like that.
Did he
But
throw
there's
up?
so many. Yeah. No, they didn't. And they felt bad that they didn't throw up. He's like, I think I would have felt better had I thrown up.
What?
Well, because when you have that, like you feel
like
sick kind of thing.
You want to
like,
throw up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like every time I get off a big roller coaster, I'm like, oh, I feel like shit.
And they did
Let's
one.
go to the next one. I'm like,
Yeah.
"Bleh."
Speaking of roller coasters, they did one with Diablo Cody with roller coasters.
Oh, no way.
And like Kesha with like animal preservation, and they had a bunch of like Alfonso Ribeiro with go-kart driving.
Oh, no way.
It's
What
a
would
really
yours
cool
be?
idea.
You'd have to go to Lucas World.
Yeah, you'd have to.
You'd have to go to Skywalker Ranch.
You'd have to take me on set of
Whatever.
episode 9,
or
and
something, yeah.
they confirmed recently, actually, in the last month or whatever, that John Williams is definitely doing 9, and that's it.
That's it.
He won't do any more movies.
Oh, man. How intimidating is going to be whoever has to do the music
Well, the
next?
guy who did Rogue One was good, and I'm sure whoever's doing Solo, it'll be fine. It's because they have something to work off of. They're going to use
movie's
their
cursed,
themes
bro.
and stuff like that. I think it's going to be fine. I'm looking forward to it.
She's all right.
I don't know. I don't understand. I can't. Every time I look at her, I don't understand.
What do you mean?
I just don't understand what's attractive about her.
What are you talking
I
She's
can't
got a
see it.
vagina under there. Isn't that good enough for you?
Can't prove it. That could be.
You're right.
Why are there are those saints in the background or people who used to work at this bank
Yeah,
or
they're
what?
the first tellers.
Yeah.
Ernest.
Oh my god.
They don't make them like this anymore,
I
baby.
picture you Is that literally the end of the movie?
Yeah.
Oh my god. You don't even have like that moment where it's like okay, it's all done.
No.
Like, oh my god.
Ernest saved the day. What else do you need?
I don't know, but I do know.
This is whimsical
Oh my
music.
god. I want to count out.
Here we go.
So now we're doing some more. See, again, they just show this like this is his contractual obligation. What? Don't make me climb. This
reliving
Calypso,
the movie.
Calypso music is like the most racist shit in the world. I'm wearing the wrong kind of shoes. God, this didn't even start with the actor credits. It's like the art director's like the lead credit.
But ask anyone who grew up with me. I'm not done too easily bruised. That's not true.
Yeah. I have a severe blood problem.
Oh yeah, these credits going real. So this isn't like watching the Avengers where it's like
the gaffer there, Robert Dracup. That was on all their prison things. That was the name of the prison. Why did they?
Was?
Yeah. So there must have been a producer or somebody who was a Dracup and they named it after them because there's no way they named the prison after the friggin' gaffer from the movie. Like a production designer or something.
He was the man, you know?
Best
Maybe
gaffer
they had a
ever.
pool. They probably had a pool, like who's going to win the pool. That's what we're naming the prison in the movie.
Oh, I thought you meant like he had a pool, so everybody was like, this guy's the
that's
coolest.
It. It's warm down there.
Yeah. Fuck.
What kind of fucking tune is this?
I don't know.
I have a feeling they just they just made this up for the movie.
I
don't think this is a real song.
I feel like we're watching a weird version where this is just somebody like fan made this.
What a film.
Oh, so bad. So what other Ernest movies could there have been?
Ernest Goes to Space?
Ernest Goes to Space, but had to have happened.
Yeah.
That must have been like already
He didn't
going
go
down
to
the
space,
pipes,
did
but
he?
he never went to space.
See, he should totally. But that's sort of like Rocket Man.
Yeah.
Right? I feel like but Ernest would have his own
but
spin on
Rocket
it.
Man hadn't happened.
Why would Ernest go to space? What would happen? Mistaken identity?
Definitely
again?
mistaken identity ends up going.
He goes for a tour at the Florida whatever space shooter Maboo there, and they you know that all that shit is just bullshit, like the flames coming out of the bottom. You know that thing where you pull the ripcord and it flies up in the air?
Yeah.
That's underground. And they pull the huge tab and it shoots it. That's paper mache flames.
Oh, nice.
Paper mache. It looks great when they show it from behind, right?
For the record, I just counted 24 cast members.
24 cast members.
Not including the dog.
You counted that well. Oh my God, look at it. All the songs were written and performed by Bruce Arntzen.
Oh my God.
Nash Sleaze, Coconut Tree.
He must be just somebody that they knew.
This guy? We should look this guy up.
Yeah, but yes, I did count all those guys while still listening to you. Oh my God,
I think you could watch this. That was impressive, by the way.
Thank you.
You're a good liar.
No, I listen.
You lied with your eyes, you fucker.
Why is that?
You could fit this entire movie with its credits into the credits of any Marvel movie.
Yes, the credits of just the portion where, or definitely
like
within
background Wakanda artists. It's like 3 days long.
Well, and definitely like the remember the Lord of the Rings, like where the Lord of the Rings fan club thing. That
Oh
were reading
Jesus!
out names.
Oh yeah! Holy jeez!
All right. Well, let's be fair and try and keep this a short one, and we're going to to honor the movie in the way that holy shit, like I was gonna do an after the credits game of naming Ernest movies. We got to space, and then the credits were over.
And now the credits are over. And you know what? Just like Ernest, man, you got to leave him wanting more.
Yeah. Cigarettes.
Yes.
And lung cancer.
That's right.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace, Ernest P. Worrell.
Rest in peace, Jim Varney.
Man.
I remember having a teacher named Mrs. Varney, and that's all I could think of every time.
At all times, eh?
Yeah, it's when I was in grade 7. It's the only year we were in different schools from grade 1 all the way through high school. Yeah. We were in different schools for 1 year.
It was weird.
Yeah, it was weird.
Weird time.
Yeah, and then I had Mrs. Varney, and that's literally all I could think of. And now I'm thinking about her again. And now, like last week, I'm wishing that double standard came into place and that she would have molested me properly.
I'd go back to school too, man.
That was grade 7. What the
fuck was that?
That was my
What in the shit?
My phone's on vibrate, and it just sounded like
in the train tunnel or something.
That sounded like a steamboat.
Yeah, like what? Something's coming at us here, eh? We're actually filming this from an old steamboat. Why you just ruined it?
I know. Well, we're in international waters, so we can talk about. We can do whatever we want with these movies now.
Right. We're going to go down and have our International Fighting League.
After all the not even intentional talk about rape last week, we had to escape for a little while and lay low.
Exactly.
Yeah. So anyways, like I said, tune in next week. We got the mini episode. We're going to do that March Madness thing for you.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're going to... Oh, yeah, no, it's going to be April by the time that happens.
Whatever.
Fuck it. All right, we're still going to do the March Madness thing.
In April.
And, yeah, we will... We'll do that, and then we're gonna have 2 movies back to back after that, and we've got a good reason for that. I'm sure you can figure it out. You're not dummies.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
well, you'll have to tell me because I don't know the first one.
That's fine. Well, it's because we're doing these ahead of time, so you don't know what day these are landing on. They're much closer to the date as they listen to this.
Yes.
Right, so you're fine.
Oh, everything's gonna be all right.
Everything's gonna be fine. I'm gonna show up, sit down in this chair, talk about a movie.
And
if that's not the movie that's on air, it doesn't matter.
I got my harness on with the leash. You just lead me where we gotta go.
Let's be really clear. That's harness was not where you started. You said I've got my strap on, and then you stopped talking.
It's sort of like a butt plug dildo.
Nice.
And it kind of straps around, and you lead me.
It just keeps it in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It keeps it snug. Keeps it from moving around. I don't like it chafing.
So my tautness doesn't accidentally squeeze it out.
That's right.
All right. Well, on that image, I invite you guys to tune in next week. As always, I'm going to keep this version short. Just go to our website, and then you'll see all the other things. You can find our Twitter. You can find everything from there. Miscastcommentary.com. That is the name of the website. I should probably name it. We will see you next week. We love you.
Arigato.
Despite the fact that this was shorter than most episodes, it's still a full episode. Like, even our mini episodes are longer than this.
Oh, yeah.
So, thanks, Ernest, for keeping it short.
Thanks a lot, Ernest, for keeping it real, buddy.
This has been Miscast Commentary with your hosts, Joe Finley and Todd Murray. Executive producer, Joe Finley. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the podcast wherever you listen. Visit www.miscastcommentary.com for all news related to the podcast. Miscast Commentary is a Miscast Media production.